now rocking with the best. Debates get hot, boy, I am so many fresh. I talk cash money like I'm Birdman. Tackle topic straight on, no swerving. All facts is what I'm serving. No one's better or more deserving than me. I bring that heat like Miami on a whole nother level like a Otani. I prove points by helping you visualize, using data that's analyzed by eagle eyes. Get your mind right and act like you know. You are now tuned into the Real Untouchable podcast.
Hey, what it do, sports world, and welcome to the Real Untouchable podcast, man, with me, Ray Diggs. I got a great segment for you all, man. I want to talk about Hamburg gets up to Central, West Helena, the Cougars, okay, in an 8-4-8 showdown. Can the Lions move to 4-1? And can the Cougars stop this high-octane offense that Hamburg is going to possess? But I'm going to tell y'all why I feel like this game is going to be close at the beginning, and I expect for the Hamburg Lions to pretty much wear down them as the game goes on with Monticello Lewis and that high-octane offense of Hamburg. Hey, before I get started, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button. And make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment, man. It's so good to be back, man. I finally went down to the Hamburg and watched this offense live and in person, okay? And this offense right here is as advertised, okay? They're high octane. They're dangerous, all right? Man, I'm going to tell y'all something. This offense right here might be one of the best offenses, if not the best offenses, 8-4-8, and one of the best offenses in the state. But listen, they're getting ready to this weekend this Friday, tomorrow, as they get ready to travel up to Helena to face the Central Cougars. This right here is going to be a really good game, a big test for Hamburg as a week before they get ready to go and a week before they at home next week against the Lumberjacks. But we can't overlook Helena. We can't overlook the Cougars. They have a really good offense. Gilcrease at quarterback. I watched this kid. Actually, I was watching him this morning as I was ironing my uniform, and the kid can play, man. He's only a sophomore. I think he's gonna pretty much give Hamburg. I'm not gonna say it won't be a close game, but I think early in this game, Helena will pretty much will stick around. Because they have a passing offense. They run 5 wide receivers. They got a dual threat quarterback in Gilcrease. They have some really capable receivers that could possibly give Hamburg some threats, give Hamburg some problems, fits. But I expect for this offense to pretty much do what they've done all season. I expect for them to come out here averaging over 50 points per game, 53 to be exact. I expect for them to come out here and do what they've done all season, led by Monticello Lewis and Caden Thomas and Kevion Brown on the offensive side. I expect for them to pretty much the three-headed monster. That's what I call them, the three-headed monster, to pretty much do what they've done all season. I expect for that offensive line to wear down a very small West Helena defensive line. They got some size. They don't have a big team. Me watching them play against Stuttgart last week, I think that Hamburg's offensive line can pretty much wear this defensive line down, being that they don't rotate a lot. One thing that I saw West Helena Central, the one thing that I did see is even though they have athletic players, that they are a very undisciplined team. I see that, the quarterback was running the ball. I forgot the kid's name from Stuttgart, but he was running the ball and they hit him. He was like 2 yards out of bounds. That is going to be something that Hamburg is going to have to deal with the late hits, the hits that they're going to try to put. I feel that they're going to have to try to put on Monticello Lewis. I think that they're going to try to, hit him below the belt. Okay, they're going to try to do things that they don't supposed to do. That's when the offensive line is going to have to protect their star running back. They're going to have to protect their star quarterback, which is Caden Thomas. And that's where they're the things that I think that Hamburg will probably have to deal with more than, dealing with the team. But that's what West Helena will have to deal with. Hamburg is going to have the chances to take their shots. They're going to have chances to do everything that they need to do. They're going to have a chance to have one-on-one with KB on the outside. They're going to have one-on-one with Mooney on the other side. They're going to have, I think that what Helena would do is, I think they're going to come out and they're going to try to stop the run, which I don't think they will. Looking at Stuttgart running back, he's a hell of a running back, but I don't think he's not on the level of Monticello Lewis. I think that but he's a young running back. So I think that Hamburg is going to come out here, and I expect for Nakia Lewis to bust a long one early. I think that, to be honest with you, if this game ain't over with by halftime, I'm not saying it will be, but if this game ain't over with by halftime, I'm going to be disappointed. That's the type of team I think that's the type of threat this offense poses to a very undersized defense of Central West Helena. So I expect for Nakia to go for about 200 in the first half if the head coach allow him to, in which I think that he will. I think that he's gonna let him loose early and often. I think he's gonna be a home run threat early and often. I think KB, and I think this right here can be a game where Caden Thomas running the ball can be very effective in this game right here. And if next week, I mean, if after this game right here, Caden Thomas have 100-yard rushing, I would say I'm not surprised, because I think that this right here is one of those games where he can have that. But Nakia Lewis coming into this game averaging almost 300 yards a game, y'all. That's crazy. And watching him play in person, man, listen, it's like a poetry in motion watching this kid. And I'm talking about one thing that I questioned, that I was like, I want to see him do more, is be elusive. And that's right there what he did against Monticello. It was a close game at the beginning, and I think Hamburg offensive line and the running backs and throwing it up to KB, throwing it up to Mooney. Mooney is one of those players, I'm going to be honest, he's a big body wide receiver. He reminds me a lot of a young 10th grade, 11th grade Julio Jones. Not saying that, I'm not comparing him to Julio, but I'm saying that he's one of those big body wide receivers that can come across the middle and take a big hit. And I ain't gonna even lie, I would definitely start using him more, because he showed in the Monticello game that he can make big plays. And I think that the more as the season goes on, I think they're gonna use him more on the screen plays. And I think that's something right there the Hamburg defense is gonna have to deal with, because West Helena, they runs a lot screen plays. But they also go down. The field. They got a quarterback that can pretty much throw it. He got a big arm, and he got some receivers. They remind me a little bit. I'm not saying they're like one receivers last year, but they possibly shifty. They're little, small, but they're fast. And I think that this right here will be a big test for Hamburg's secondary, which I think the Hamburg secondary can pretty much. I think they'll be good. I think they can sustain this, this threat. I just hope Hamburg don't overlook them. That's what I'm worried about. I hope they don't overlook this Helena team. Take them serious. Every week, you should take every team serious. It doesn't matter who it is. If they're Helena, I don't care if Helena was coming in at 0-4. You take them serious. You come out there and you do what you're supposed to do. You come out there and you dominate them. Okay? If you're supposed to dominate them, you dominate them. And I think that Hamburg, I think they won't. I don't think Coach Johnson's going to allow this team to overlook them. Eric Thomas on the defensive side, I don't think he's going to allow his defense to pretty much overlook this team. They're not going to overlook them for Warren, because guess what? Warren ain't going nowhere. They'll be here next week. And that's going to be that showdown that everybody's been waiting on, which is the Lumberjacks against the Hamburg Lions. But hey, Nakia Lewis coming into this game averaging 283 yards. Caden Thomas is throwing for almost 180. Kevion Brown, he's averaging 87 yards. And total yards, Nakia is averaging almost 300 yards a game. Jace Harrison is averaging 11 tackles. I think that Aiden Robinson should be around that 10, 11 tackles a game as well. Aiden Robinson, a young linebacker, this kid right here will go head in. He do not care. He's a very, very physical player. And he's going to continue to grow. He's going to continue to get better. But I'm going to tell y'all what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to Kevion Duckery. As y'all know, y'all saw my interview with him, a hell of a young kid, a hell of a young man. It's going to come down to him and Goodwin at the cornerback position. And it's also going to come down to Caden Thomas at the safety position, because I think he's going to have to move over and he's going to have to guard those wide receivers, because they run a spread offense. They run a 5 wide receiver set. So I think he's going to have to pretty much, I don't think he's going to be able to play the middle of the field like he normally. They might have to move him over to guard one of those slot wide receivers, in which I think he's very capable of doing. I think he can move over, and I think he'll be he's very capable of guarding wide. I think that, in my own opinion, That is what colleges should be looking at, man, is as a defensive player, because I think that he can be a hell of a free safety at the next level. Even though I'm not saying that he can't be a quarterback, but I think that on that defensive side, he can be a hell of a young a hell of a young safety, or maybe a free safety at the next level. But coming into this game right here, Hamburg is averaging 300 yards rushing. They're averaging 190 yards passing. So they're averaging right at 500 yards per game. Okay, they're averaging 53 points per game. And like I said, this team right here, they score in bunches. They normally averaging almost 30 points per game just in the first half. We ain't even talking about the second half. We talking about the first half. So I think that the more like the Hamburg offensive line, and I think that they are underrated. They are a very underrated bunch, which is Hamburg's offensive line. I think that the more that they continue to wear down this Helena Cougars team defensive line, I think that this right here would be, this game right here could be over with going into maybe late in the third quarter. So I expect for Hamburg to come out here and do what they've done all season. I expect for them to come out and pretty much dominate this team, and pretty much get ready for that Warren Lumberjacks showdown next week. Also, we have Warren against Monticello. Okay, that's going to be a tough test as well. This Monticello team really needs to win this game. They really need this game. Monticello really needs this game. Okay, do I think they're going to get it? I don't think they will. I think that Warren is just, is Warren. Okay. And I think that Warren is going to beat them. But even though when I look at these two teams, both of these teams average around the same amount of points. Warren averaged about 33 points per game, while Monticello averaged about 28 points per game. So I expect for this game right here to be close. It could be a very close game. But Monticello needs to win this game. They need this game way more important. They need this game way more than Warren needs it. But I just think, and then they're at home. So this is a home game for the Monticello Billies. Coming off a beatdown last week against Hamburg, they need this game right here, because I don't know if they can start 0-2 and still make the playoff. Maybe, but it's unlikely. But I mean, anything is possible. And especially when you look at CrossFit is having a really big, they're having a good season. Okay. So I think that Monticello needs to win this game. And DeWitt, you got DeWitt. Okay. So I think that Monticello is one of those teams that cannot start 0-2. And not saying that if they do start 0-2, they could possibly get into the playoff, but they need to beat Warren. And but I'm not picking them to beat Warren, but they need to win this game. But I'm going with Warren to win that game. And also we got Star City and DeWitt, I think, and that is why I think that Monticello need to win this game, because DeWitt is going to beat the brakes off Star City. I just feel. So they're gonna go to 2-0. And then you got CrossFit going against Stuttgart. I don't think CrossFit is gonna be able to hang with Stuttgart explosive offense. I think that Stuttgart got one of the best offenses that you will see watching them play against Helena. I think that Stuttgart is gonna stomp through CrossFit, man. I think this game right here won't be close. So I'm going to go with Stuttgart to beat the brakes off of CrossFit, even though I don't really like CrossFit. I'm not saying that because I don't like them. I'm saying that because I've seen how good Stuttgart's offense is. And they have some really good big players on the defensive side as well. But Hamburg got to go and take care of business. This right here is a game that they have to take care of. They cannot take this game lightly. Okay. And I think Hamburg will. I think that with the running game and everything that they have on the offensive side, I think they will go in there and take care of business against Helena, against the Central Cougars. I don't know why they say Central Cougars. They're really in West Helena. But they're going to go in there and they're going to take care of business. I expect for Hamburg to win this one and move to 4-1 as they go against the Lumberjacks next week. That's going to be a big game, y'all. Depending on what Hamburg does, if they win this game and if they can possibly get that Warren win, Hamburg could possibly come down to Stuttgart and Hamburg, possibly, for whoever wins and get that top seed in 8-4A. Who's gonna win 8-4A, man? And this right here would be a big thing for me. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If Hamburg could possibly win 8-4A, this right here will be the first time that they win a conference championship in a very long time. So I'm really excited, man. Hopefully these boys go out here and take care of business. It's gonna be a long ride up there to Helena tomorrow. But I expect for this team to not be rusty. I expect for them to come out and possibly take care of business. But like I said before, Helena have a really, really good offense. They have a quarterback that's a dual threat. You know, I expect for this kid right here to possibly give Hamburg fits, running the ball and throwing the ball. But ultimately, in the end, I expect for Hamburg to do what they've done all season and put up another 50 ball. I expect for it to be a 50 piece, all flats, no sauce, ranch on the side. Hamburg, it's going to dominate again. And I expect for that right there. And that's right there where all I got to say about that. But hey, man, thank y'all again for listening to another great segment of the Real Untouchable Podcast, man, with me, Ray Diggs. Make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button. And make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. But I expect for Hamburg to move to 4-1 tomorrow. So, hey, until next time, y'all have a great, great, great Thursday. Peace.